All right. Good evening, everyone. Buenas noches. How's everybody doing? Good? Awesome. Yeah, thank you all for being here. Welcome to our Black Radiance Poetry and Mini Arts Festival at Beyond Baroque. We are celebrating Black History Month, and we have a great slate of readers joining us tonight, as well as some of the art vendors outside. So I hope y'all got to check that out. They'll be here after the reading as well. So, there's still some time for y'all to hang out and check out everybody that's here. Want to welcome everyone to the Wanda Coleman Theater. We just renamed this theater after LA's Forever Poet Laureate. We had a great celebration in November, and we're celebrating the legacy of a poet that was an alum here, had a lot to do in the space, and was part of our history from the very beginning. Wanda Coleman actually was one of the first poets to present their work here, read their work in 1976, 77, when poets and artists of the Beyond Baroque crew decided to take it over. We are in the original Venice City Hall building, this was built like 1900, and in the 70s it got taken over by artists and poets and reimagined it as a place for community. But I want to acknowledge our presence on the ancestral and unceded territory of the Tongva peoples, the first peoples of this land. We acknowledge the wrong done to indigenous peoples through colonialism and genocidal practices. We are committed to uplifting their communities, stories, and cultures. Our team is also committed to make this a space for Black, Brown, Indigenous poets and writers of color beyond designated months that are given, so you'll find authors of all backgrounds almost every weekend here at BB. Tomorrow we're hosting Jose Hernandez Diaz book launch. We'll be reading with our own Associate Director, Jimmy Vega, also reading with Ruja Mohasesi and L.A. Johnson. And last minute addition to our calendar, next Thursday, we'll have a conversation between artist Vanessa German, who is exhibiting work at Freeze LA. She'll be in conversation with Patrice Cullors, abolitionist and co-founder of BLM, and Dr. Tanika Cage Conley from Oxford College. Then next month, we'll have a full slate of programs every weekend, ranging from readings to workshops and another art exhibition with Gila Hirsch. And you can know more about this, learn more through our website, newsletter, and following us on social media. It's all thanks to the support of the community. We offer memberships, and those memberships give you perks to discounted books and events that, if they require a fee, you may enter for free or a discounted price too. So you can learn more about that in the bookstore after the reading. Huge shout out to the Beyond Baroque team, from our directors, Quentin, Jimmy, and Michelle, Eric Alberg in the booth, and our bookstore assistant, Genesis Perez, and publicity intern development intern Simone Wesley. Thank you all for making events like this happen almost every weekend and make this place run. And lastly, tonight we have mostly our contributors to SKEW Magazine, issue 4, Black Embodiment, but we also have our special guest of the evening, Shonda Buchanan, who is a great author, memoirist, poet, cultural worker. She is the president of the Board of Trustees at Beyond Baroque. No conflicts of interest there. But she is releasing her new book, The Lost Songs of Nina Simone, coming up when?
Next February 2025.
All right. We have a calendar hold on that. But she is the author of Black Indian and a few more books. So I want to welcome Shonda to the stage. Give us a blessing for tonight. share some of her poetry, and we can continue with hearing from SKEW Magazine poets. So please welcome Shonda Buchanan.
Beautiful, beautiful. Ye maya asesu, asesu ye maya, ye maya asesu, asesu ye maya. Ye maya olodum, olodo ye maya, ye maya olodum, olodo ye maya. Juneteenth, the body. Was Phyllis Wheatley's navel in outie. Timothy Fitch, her buyer, specifically directed the captain of the Phyllis to not take children or Africans whose navels protruded out. For some reason, this was unattractive to buyers, an unusual sight that scared them, a sign that this particular piece of property was either diseased or impure. After I read that piece of history, I looked at my navel. I would have been taken. 2, water. When you sing of us, always start with the water crossing, with the memory of Juju and cassava. Cascade of fingers planting ancestors into daughters' hair like a map. Start with the cartography of us, not the losing. Start with the harvest songs hiding in our memories like Puse, Puse, Babadina, Puse, Puse, Babadina, Puse. We wake every day infringed, disrelocated, looking over our shoulders for the forgotten refrains, for refractions of chorus and gree-gree in the silver sun, shells falling into the hands of elders as they trade those whose defiant bellies save them. 3, earth. I look for you in every face I see, little Phyllis. Seed child, the glass girl we see history through, named after the slave ship that dropped you here, your name a very rope around your neck. This kind of loss is a thing that can't be undone, can't be unbraided. Ask Juneteenth, ask Galveston, ask Sandra, ask George. Who would you ask? Ask Eric. Give me a name. Ask Trayvon. Ask Elijah. Even when you are free, you are not. Everything, your back, the bridge of stars they travel to get here, your navel hidden by the calico shift, the point of navigation home. You brought a civilization here. Your Baoba hands, your quiet tears, our children brought them the language of rice and cotton and indigo, how to plant the earth a chora of braids. 4, air. In sleep, I smell cowrie shells, the aching of bones and diamonds. Our history, baby still attached to the placenta, tossed into the hungry sea, galaxy, spored wings of my Mindy grandmothers who came for me in my dreams. Always start with the water crossing when you remember us. Always start with the water crossing. Fire. I never knew earth could be a fire under my tongue. Taste of gravel and grain in all my food. Slavery, enslavement, slave, always the grit lodged under your contemporary eye, a thing you can't get out, briar under your tongue you could never spit. I speak and sing for the amnesia of 1,000 hardest tongues of our ancestors, all mute now, buried in the moist antebellum earth under our feet, as I shed cotton boll from its cricket stem, from its slender, porous time. This America is a bed of fire under my tongue. In 1860, there are 4 million of us here. Africans bent at the blood flower stem. Did you feel the earth tremor when we landed in Jamestown, in Hampton, when we laughed and cried and inhaled at the same time, shedding our water and salt and blood into the Indian earth? Wasn't it all a kind of fire? The death, and that death, and that death. But my name is not the sound of hands who unharness things from the earth. I am not a slave. I am the daughter of water buffaloes bearing copper pearls in the season of the blood moon. We are not slaves. We are the children of the corn and savannah, singing cyclones into life like Phyllis. My black body will one day fly away home like a ship caught in that unforgiving journey. Fly away home, and I will turn my back to those who never knew my name. You cannot have my songs, my drums, my blood, my teeth, my rice. I am going home. You cannot have my navel. Thank you. Thank you all. I have to say, I'm a crybaby. So when I was practicing my poems today, I was telling myself, stop crying. But I'm a leaky faucet. I feel like every poem that I write is at once putting a seed into the earth. I think I was taught like that at the World Stage in Leimert Park, a Nancy Writers Workshop, that what we speak to ourselves and into the audience becomes a seed or a bone in our back, right? You know, something that holds us straight and holds us up. So I think that's why I'm always a bit of a leaky faucet when I read. So that poem is going to be in a book that I'm working on. Oh yes, Nina Simone. She was like, "What about my book?" Okay, yes, I hear you. I hear you, grandmother. I will read some poems from your book, Nina. But I do have that book coming out, The Lost Songs of Nina Simone. So I'm really grateful for that. But I'm going to read this next poem. That was from my upcoming, forthcoming book of poetry that I'm working on, and it's called America's Blood Flowers, and it's my, I call it the living collection of Black Lives Matter poems, because it's always happening, right? This thing that happens to happen to us is always happening. So this is a poem, a short one from that book as well. It's called The Death of Black Men Project for George Floyd. Give me the cup. I will drink the fruit of another Black man's death. I will eat the heart of this summer's familiar sorrow. I will not be quiet or complain about the taste in my mouth. Thank you. That's a short one. And so now I will read those poems, Nina. I will read this for you. She was like, you should have did that. Nina Simone, right? Love me, love me, love me. Say you do. Ah, yes. So I'm going through this journey of uncovering Nina Simone's life. And that is an ever ever continuing process. I fell in love with her when I found a cassette tape in a knockoff bin in Kalamazoo, Michigan, where I'm from. Played that tape 100 times when I first found it, and that set me on this path of who are you and how do you impact my work as a Black woman? And so many years ago, I went to her home. It was the second house in Tryon, North Carolina, where she was. The first one burned down, and the second one is where she first started playing piano. So that was incredible. That was amazing. And I met a cousin of hers who invited me to a pork fry, pig fry. But I'm a vegetarian, so I was like, sorry, I can't. But thank you for that. So anyway, but I'm unearthing the history of Nina too, right? So this poem, I'll share this. I heard Peter Harris say, "Read the damn poem. Stop talking. Read the damn poem." So this is a poem for her great-great-grandmother and great-great-grandfather, The Alchemy of Rice. Did you love him, grandmother? You, a South Carolina border crosser, pokeweed puller, marrier of slaves, baby producer, corn grower, maize pounder, river deer woman, Katawa, Anayunwiya, Salagi, or Cherokee? Who kissed you across the apple-scented border? Tricked you into marrying a man as dark as the moon's quivering gaze? A West African rice alchemist, good laugher, silver mud man with shark kiss middle passage palms, breathing sweet rice breath. Without his moist trained fingers, his how to kiss the stars wisdom, no rice shoot, blade, or shell would have risen from those swampy waters in South Carolina. They needed him. Not one ruse would have entered any rose-watered white mouth. Was it his rice song, grandmother? Unmilled, language a ghost in his head, or the wheat broom's choice? Who blew you open? Great-great-grandmother and grandfather with breath over palm kiss, good sense and rice ceremony tickled from the red earth's throat. Who said you and you have to go first? It's not Eunice's time. Nina Simone's name, her born name is Eunice, so I should have said that, but it's not Eunice's time. And I think I have time maybe for 2 more poems, I think, maybe 2. I'll read this one. I was trying to figure out which one should I read for Nina, so I'll read this one for her dad. She was in love with her father. She called him Daddy Divine. Does anyone still listen to Nina? You guys listen? Yes. Okay. Yes. So, and this is in her voice, persona poem. When my brother Harold took sick, a skinny snake coiled in my belly. I stupidly asked if we could leave him behind if we had to run. Hush that mouth of yours, child. What if it was you, wounded and hurt? Daddy scolded me. He fed me drop biscuits and sugar milk to make me stop crying until I was 4. Then when he got sick, when his intestines just up and quit, it was my turn to feed him. After his operation, Daddy's belly was open to the world like a treasure map. Watching his patients as neighbors hovered over him, reading their future in his insides was awful. But he taught me then how to be invulnerable when everyone was looking. There was no more music anymore in the house, though Mama hummed her hymns under her breath. And that year we left the Episcopal Center, where the bad kids collided with the day and skeeted down the halls like hungry colts. Instead, we were church mice, creeping towards shadowed corners. The next township we landed in, Lynn, was a pile of mud with sticks for shelter, lined by trails of ghost-kissed woods where adults and children alike did our business. Daddy's belly closed. He built the first outhouse before anybody knew what it was. So she's, her history is so interesting. We don't think about the poverty, that she grew up in. So I've been exploring that and how it created her, and then also how it made her afraid of her Reverend mother, and then afraid enough to change her name to Nina Simone, and that's all in the book. So I just wanted to share a couple of those poems with you, and I'll close with this last poem. I'm so excited to hear everyone else. Oh, can I say I love being a Black poet? Did I say that? Can we just shout out all the Black poets in here, and the Black artists, and the Black writers, and the Black folks, and and our allies. You guys are here. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for being here. I was writing over here, and I was listening to that song, which I don't know if you guys know. Black, 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 so black. My thoughts so black, my skin so black. And I was like, if I play that, and all the Black people get up and dance. But I was like, no, everybody can get up and dance. Anyway, if you don't know that song, that's a bomb song. Skin so black. Evil Eye over Michigan. I come from a family of smokers and hard drinkers, crackheads and witches, child molesters and plumbers, decent pie makers and water burners, magicians and storefront preachers, janitors and farmers, caretakers and loud cussers. I was hurled here by macaroni and cheese makers, by butcher knife wielders and joke crackers and slapping fivers, spawned by a waterlogged land and moonshine runners. When I was sleeping, I was kissed by corn husks and plucked from the stars by dream walkers. I am the tongue of a tribe of elephants who know where the well skeletons are buried. I was honed by boy makers and abusers, men breakers and sandal cast builders. I was branded by curled the wajak tongues saying things like, ain't you late? And you better pick up your mouth off the floor before you step on it. And he got shit for brains. And shake that money maker, baby girl. Shake that money maker. I was given life by abandoners and rescuers, by crackling and fatback chefs, by wife beaters and baby throwers, by swing low sweet chariot singers and mashed potato queens. But get me not photo gazers and cookie bakers next to rent dodgers and outhouse builders. And here I pause for the camera, smile, click. I am as much the pinched cleavages of secret lesbians as I am the sorry hard-on of womanizers. I am the daughter of bar stools and bricks of Freemasons and cheaters. I was located here on this Indian African rock by blacks passing for white, by whites with Indian and black blood, by the great aunt who refused to comb my hair out because it was too kinky. I was called here by Matawan, Michigan swamp fairies and North Carolina swamp dwellers, by bright red Kool-Aid and crawfish patty makers, potato peelers, slaughterers of pigs, dirt eaters, whistlers, snuff suckers, and cancerous womb, by the death and beauty of a poemless cornbread maker who rolled back the sheets of rich whites at the crack of dawn, but didn't tuck her own daughters in, by the late night criers and the resistors, by the 1968 revolutionary black power fist thrusters, by dog protecting boys and turtle keepers and salt throwers and broom spitters and hair braiders and country back road rape, by dustpan bringers and tickler till she piss on herself as y'all don't know nothing about that, by Bruce Lee imitators and backyard wrestlers by sisters who ran away but came back once a week just to do my hair. I am the swagger of Mississippi, African Choctaw straw chewers and river water drinkers, census taker frustrators, grit makers, trail of tears walkers, dishwashers, underground railroad moonbeam seers, left hook wielders and black eye givers, by the double-barrel shotgun slung over my mother's bed like a dream catcher, but didn't catch one of our family's bad dreams. By the fires that burned our houses down, by the little girls who tried, by swamp and rain and axe and weeping willow trees and swallowtails and salt licks and horse manure, barnyards, hay, corn stalks, rope, smokehouse, mason jar, snow drifts, smoke, so much smoke and an avalanche of silence. No one was a doctor in my family, but they pushed me to heal. There were no analysts or stockbrokers, but they told me to count on my dreams. Not a one was a teacher, but they managed to school me. My family was absent of writers, but my mother fed me books. Not one was a musician, but they worked it out so I could one day sing. We didn't have any presidents of anything, but they taught me how to stand. I was given this lungful of air by their hopes and disappointments. Fallen star wishes they'd forgotten they'd made on a long ago winter ash night. I am the girl child of whispered wood stove prayers and selfless fireflies who gave up their wings and liquid bellies full of light for me, so I could be here, so I could sing. And here is the evidence of it all. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, thank you so much.
All right. Shonda Buchanan, everybody, thank you. Thank you so much, Shonda. Did you say Mississippi? Sorry. Did you say Mississippi swagger?
Swagger African, yes.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. That's what we just experienced. Thank you. Thank you so much for all those beautiful poems and looking forward to your new collection. Yeah. Thank you for also tributing Nina Simone. Yeah. New generation is definitely up to it. So, yeah. Okay, so now we're going to introduce our SKEW Magazine poets. We are blessed to have the presence of some of the team that worked to put together SKEW number 4, and they can share a few more words about the magazine itself and the process that it goes through creating it, but it also some poems. So to not break the flow of the reading so much, first I'll introduce the first 3 poets, and then I'll come up and introduce 2 more. So first, we'll hear from Liliana Jeanine Epps, who is who is a multimedia artist and healer from the 818, reppin', yeah, 818, Great 1-8ers. They live, work, and play in LA, yeah, SAV. Bri Stokes is a writer, editor, curator, producer, and poet born, raised, living in Tongva-land. Writing has been featured in BuzzFeed, SKEW Magazine, The Winged Moon, Lavina Press. She's been profiled in a few places. And she's a former poetry editor at the now disbanded SKEW Magazine and served as the managing editor of issue 4 of SKEW. Her debut chapbook, A Throat Full of Forest Dirt, was published in late 2023 by Bottlecap Press. And Rhys Langston is a musician, visual artist, and writer born, raised, and based in LA. Publications such as the New York Times, the LA Times, Afropunk, LA Weekly, a few more. Some of his most notable projects, and some are available right outside. He has some music merch and artwork, and the table outside that include Language Arts Unit, a rap textbook, and 2022's Grapefruit Radio. Yeah, he remains the poet laureate of his living room and has a higher vertical leap than your favorite rapper. All right, so we'll start with Liliana. All right.
Oh my gosh, hi. Okay, I think I have 12 minutes, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, great. I'm gonna set a timer. All right, my name is Liliana Jeanine Epps. I brought with me some books that I made. She makes books, okay. Oh, you know what I really actually wanted to do though? I feel like I listen to poetry better when I'm like grounded and relaxed. So if y'all just wanna, this is an invitation to take a deep breath with me. So just, and let it go. Okay, see, doesn't that feel better? I love it, okay. So, the first poem I'm gonna read is titled 9999. She was in her angel number bag that day, so it's fine. We're living and dying. At the same time, time is passing, and still this moment is thriving with change. Metaphorically trying to avoid death, I'll enjoy the end of everything as the beginning. What is my impact? Internally, what do I want to keep intact? As I move through space, inevitably, fear creeps in, and I bless thee, bless myself first, so we can care for each other. As I communicate these ideas, I speak of no ownership. My thoughts are not original, nothing I could capture or ship across the ocean. All that I can do is set my intentions in motion. The mundane is where I'll be. Existing in the micro is the same as the macro. Just to be one part of the whole is infinitely satisfying. Grateful that I'm dying and living, and that I'm loving through it all. Okay, so if it wasn't obvious, I didn't prepare anything. I just kind of wanted to come up here and be chaotic. I felt that would get like a little giggle, so let's be silly. Happy Black History Month. Oh my gosh, happy Pisces season. Yeah. Happy Virgo full moon. Did you see the moon? Looks great today. There's this one poem in this book that I made. Ooh, this one's cute. Oh, that's crazy. I was looking for another one, but let's do this one. Okay. This is what it looks like. I took this picture. Okay. Okay, let me be serious. I am a toe cuddler, nose flutterer, shoulder kisser, forehead licker, heavy word listener. Tough love, cold rubs, good hugs. I'm here, he's weird, deep fears. Earth dwellers, go-getters, feel better. Turn on, turn off, burn out. Learn how, be now, lost found. This is what I was looking for. Okay. Love is a phone call versus a text. Love is a touch on your shoulder, knee, or hands when we're talking. Love is accepting help from others. Love is cooking food for friends. Love is existing authentically no matter the space I'm in. I will always be me. Love is paying for food, knowing the next time we go out, I'll treat you. Love is sending you a song to let you know I'm thinking of you when we're apart. Love is going out of your way to make sure there's food I can eat. Hashtag vegan, hashtag for life. That's a lie. I have eaten meat. Okay. Love is undisturbed eye contact. Love is a smile. Love is a compliment when my self-confidence needs it the most. Love is unrestricted movement, letting my body receive the music however she pleases. Love is staring at the city from above. Love is looking at the moon from below. Love is being of service to others. Love is thanking strangers for kind gestures. Love is labor. Love is poetry. Love is wearing my parents' vintage clothing. Love is music. Love is dancing. Love is hard. Love is effortless. Love is the way the jasmine clings to brick. Love is the smell of spring. Love is the ocean. Love is the way animals always know how to comfort me when I'm crying. Love is laughing uncontrollably when I'm in the presence of my closest friends. Love is comfort. Love is feeling safe. Love is my skin absorbing the sun's rays. Love is lazily spending the day in bed with a lover. Love is watching dumb YouTube videos for hours. Love is waking up early. Love is sleeping in. Love is universal. Love is boundless. Love is complicated. Love is messy. Love is a hug hello. Love is a hug goodbye. Love is laughing at our stupid jokes. Love is scary. Love is real. Love is liberating. Love is the physical, love is the mental, love is the emotional, love is the spiritual. Love is whole, love is complete, love is a state of being, love is fearless, love is timeless, love is limitless, love is security. Love is going home even though I want to stay out with you so badly. I want to honor and listen to my body. Love is driving you just so we can keep the conversation going as long as possible. Love is unconditional, love is everything, love is a lot, love is enough. Love is safety, love is knowing when I'm hangry. Love is poetic, love is silly, love is goofy, love is laughter, love is strange, love is eccentric, love is electric, love is connected when I least expect it. Love is what we all deserve. Love is love for myself, love is persistent, love is a willingness and acceptance to be loved. Love is radical, love is passion, love is affirming your presence, love is affirming my presence. Love is desire, love is intentional, love is curious, love is all, love is a choice, love is utopia, love is possible, love is unstoppable. Thank you. Whew, okay, where do I want to go from here? Let's see, I think this one. Okay, this is called, there's also like little drawings in here, by the way, in case anybody was curious. The ripple effect of love. I guess I love love, I don't know, I'm a Pisces, so. The capitalist system is not broken. It's just not for me because I am a token, a commodity. My body seen as a profitable machine, my system works for me. The system of nature works for free to free us, not deceive nor distrust. I know the earth has us connected, therefore, as a collective, we are safe. Tapping into my nature, seeing grace, reflecting the space that is dark for all to see. Coming to light to be a being controlled by a loss of control, molded by a loss of what's holding me back, as I hold my own back, then extend my extra care. In fact, what if we all did this? The ripple effect of love. Butterflying through dimensions, flowing in the waves, I told the moon today is her day to shine. That she and I are divine, not just when the sun gives us light, the balancing of forces. I might tap into my own healing, detach the generational trauma, see that I'm much more appealing than I thought. I have powers beyond words, feeling every sour taste, the uncomfortability in believing that I am safe because I want to be, because I deserve to be worthy, be seen, be heard, and be me. Okay, I'm playing a game. I'm not gonna look at my phone, and I kind of just like want this to like just happen, stop me wherever I am. So we're gonna keep going. Realize that I'm wealthy. Oh my gosh, wait, I didn't say what this one was called. Hold on. This one is called Rare Happiness. Realize that I'm wealthy, rich with friends and family and life. I feel plugged into my higher purpose, so much so that every day's fluidity no longer swallows me whole. I'm riding the wave, and soon I'll be floating. We're living in the future dystopia. I have no fear. My next lifetime will be spent here. Year 3330. Health is restored. Utopia is here. Love is the language. Care is the currency. Heart is where the home is. What grave am I racing to get to? That's it. Oh my gosh, what else do I want to do? This is like so much fun having the mic. Oh my goodness. Okay. Oh, okay. I like this one. This one's untitled. From 2020. Turtles. The hardest shell. Hard to jump over hurdles with the extra load, licking toads, smelling salts. Have we reached awakening? In me, he awakens the fire. All my hidden desires, I perspire from all the energy I unnecessarily exude. I conclude we'll use interludes. I can understand patience, enjoy the wait, because when I taste your lips, I regret ever leaving. Looks can be deceiving. I am unbelievably intoxicated. I've stopped trying to justify love. Okay, and so just so we all make sure I'm like the bisexual queen, we're gonna read this other one that's poem for my first girl crush. Shout out to that person. Okay. For you, I'd be the big spoon. I would want to. I know I fall in love like 10 times a day, but seriously, believe me, I mean it when I say I saw flashbacks of a life we lived together. And now I'm thinking this isn't the first time I've met her. I drove her home tonight thinking, yes, that's smooth. That's how you'll get her. But really, she took me home tonight and I can't forget her. I feel safe, I feel warm, and I can't let her slip through my space. This desire runs deep in my gut. I just hope my Pisces feelings don't fuck this up. I want to read her like a book. A book that I've read, but each time in my head, it's like I've never touched that page before. It's like my eyes have never loved her words more. Who are my other crushes? I forgot, because she has consumed my every thought with just her existence, her being so effortless. How do I tell her this without scaring her off? She's an Aquarius moon, and I'm not even prepared for this. Love, maybe we're doomed. But no. She is the sunshine and gloom, lighting up the whole room when she smiles. I just hope that it hasn't been a while since someone has told her this. I hope that her girlfriend grabs hold of her and will kiss. The girl that I love because she deserves this. Even if it's not my love, you deserve it. Thank you.
Hi, everybody. Hi. Hello. Happy Black History Month, and thank y'all for being here. I also want to thank Yvonne, Jimmy, and everybody at Beyond Baroque for putting this on for us and for supporting SKEW. We worked really, really hard on our issue, and we have our team in the audience tonight, so it's just nice to be here and to be recognized and feel supported in that way. So my name is Bri. I was born and raised here in Los Angeles, and I love telling stories, and I love being in environments like this one where storytelling is encouraged and celebrated and platformed, especially the stories of Black and Brown individuals, which are so incredibly important and needed, especially at this particular moment in time. When we tell our stories and when we give them a home outside of ourselves and outside of our bodies, they live on forever and they become eternal. And we exist in a time right now where people are trying to rewrite our stories and deny us access to truth. But our stories hold truth. So it's so important for y'all to tell your story. Even when it hurts, even when it's confusing, even when it scares you, tell your story. Because there's someone out there who might need to hear it, And when you tell your story, you liberate the person coming up behind you, and the person coming up behind them, and the person coming up behind them. And that's how we get free. So, thank you. I'm going to read some poems tonight for y'all about my own dreams of freedom. The first piece I wrote a couple months ago during a time where I was really thinking about what the implications are of living in an imperialist country as a Black and Indigenous woman, what that means for me on a spiritual soul level. And as I wrote it, I was thinking about all of the beauty and magic that's been hidden from us through years of colonization. But I was also thinking about the sense of glory that comes with reclaiming that magic. So this is called What Was Stolen, What Was Made. 1, silence. The sonata that unwinds at wisdom's feet like an epithet, a suite boasting tambourines and bells and nylon cords woven over wood. 2, the languages of weeds and bear grass, a psalm transposed for sighing winds, the melodies of doves decoded, drawn in figure eights. 3, faith and its chariot of illusions. Now, I do not speak of faith as it rests in the eyes and estimations of an overseer making games of the holy word. I speak of liberation, of fury and righteousness, earned in the shadows of bidden tongues and bottled tears, and a Black woman's sight, a Black woman's boundaries ringing out with the fire of her mother's mother's mother. Enough. 4, rage. Brown hands and weary eyes, withering like tourmaline, the pulse of blue and red, the shriek of sirens, a calling card for violence. 5, impermanence, spellwork, manifest opaque, a prayer that plumes over orange skies like an observant breath fading over glass, a head made of Egypt, an old clock evaporating, ancestors in white, evergreen even now. Thank you. Next, I'm going to read a piece from my debut chapbook that was shouted out at the beginning. It's called A Throat Full of Forester. As Yvonne said, it was released late last year through Bottle Cap Press. And so I wrote this book at a very strange period in my life where I was kind of going through a process of like a very intense spiritual awakening. And I was simultaneously experiencing the most intense feelings of love and heartbreak that I have thus far in my 20-odd years of life. And so this poem is about learning to see love itself as an act of liberation and a tool for self-discovery. And this is called Twin. The earth-colored slope of your gaze offers an invitation to grandiosity, to liberation by way of baptisms ushered in sweat. You reek of glamour. You signal our sameness in silver wildfires and infinity measured in tree sap. I would pull out my veins for you. I would turn myself inside out and twist into bloated caricatures of creation myths in the name of our sameness. You call out to me like the Gemini stars do in the throes of communion and synchronicity. You have erected your own island. You dwell in the insatiable. We sing to each other like larks. We circle each other like suns. Thank you. I might be kind of early on time, but I only prepared 3. So this is actually going to be the final poem that I'll leave y'all with today. And this poem was actually published in SKEW 4. Yay! So this poem was inspired by my love of mythology, specifically ancient Egyptian mythology, and like my complete obsession and fixation with the goddess Isis, who is the goddess of fertility and motherhood and magic and wisdom and creativity, the original and quintessential mother goddess and the archetype that became Mary. And I was reading a book about her when I wrote this poem last year. And I was so struck by her epithets. One of them is the Lady of the Nile, the Lady of the Soil. Another is the Nubian, or the Lady of Inundation. So I wrote this poem with her in mind, and it's about the sense of divinity that I feel as a Black woman when I am in my deepest moments of self-love, and how that brings me to a state of freedom. This is called Soma. My bones are Nile soil, even when nightfall has seized my lungs, and I am blind beyond the blue coda of the gibbous moon. Even when clay evades me, still I boast like tumbled onyx, like bone images decoding the unwindings of stalactite, all ebony and primrose pink on cave walls, womb walls, sweet water condensed and ghosting over stained glass. I am the whole chapel. See, there's earth in my throat, and the double helix curls that shiver in summer like the notes of a sonata and invite reprieve, extinguish flames, endure thievery. I am disruptive. I am too broad, too ancient, too malleable. I preside over a court of contradictions and corporeal terrors, and visions weave like lace throughout my voice. See, I come from the stars, where we're bathed in berry juice and nursed in the Milky Way with cosmos in our nap and Jupiter in our bellies and suns between our teeth. And when they stand too close, stare too long, they wear themselves dry. The Holy Grail cannot be conquered, only collected, only earned, just as one cannot untangle the stars. Only the stars can transcribe the sonnets of the air. Thank you guys so much.
Hello, everybody. So, I lost my voice a few days ago, but I think this is picking me up. Is that correct? Yeah. So, normally my tonality is a bit more Q-tip, but it's gonna be more like Leonard. It's gonna be like Leonard Cohen today. So just, stay listening. I'm Rhys Langston. Reading some work that I've never read before. I haven't read yet, I should say. There we go. Yeah. So I kind of gotta go to the bathroom, but it's all right. This one is called Pencil Test, and it's a reference to the pencil test that happens probably still in South Africa, where people who were probably ambiguous looking, if you put a pencil in their hair, it was supposed, and it stayed there, they were colored. Or if you put a pencil in their hair and it fell out, they were considered white. So I just thought, we play on that. And it references Sandra Lang, who was a brown-skinned, kinky-haired woman born to white parents in South Africa. Pencil test. Today I am Sandra Lang, dodging graphite aimed at my scalp. Yesterday I was a throwback, invisible ink written on my upper thighs. Before I could not be black without the shadow of my white father and the paleness hidden in my mother's brown. I mistook it for an essence. I was not there to receive the study guide on my nose bridge, the Population Registration Act of 1950, Plessy versus Ferguson, sweet potato versus pumpkin, the long tradition of sucking teeth at the avant-garde of race relations like NBA draft candidates and their families. But I also run away when I laugh. And I learned in secret to write this way. This next piece is just coming off of last year. It's coming off of a bit of annoyance at submitting to a lot of places without response.
some, paying reading fees, not hearing back, and trying to find a more intrinsic place and desire for writing, and also killing a lot of the academic training I had, including the deification of certain writers and styles. Though I love, everything. Hang the imagist. Hang the imagist in your head who lords over spareness. Gush under your warm cheeks, messily dense, overbearing, what can be read into, unedited generalities, made abstract past marks on white pulp. Counter-sue for peace, if in the margins, for your work need not be translated to French to be prizeworthy, need not be legible to be heard, need not be written at all. It just is something. Privileges of elision feel the need to boil down, lock into form, palm to numb. Yet, execution always is one dictum away, and you may refuse to finish it. As I don't know if anyone else in the audience is as such. Actually, maybe who knows? As the person on stage who identifies as a explicitly anti-Zionist Black Jew, I have had a lot of fucking thoughts, man. And my voice is rising, even though it's very hard. And so I wrote this the other day, and I finished it. I found a way to close it last night, but maybe it'll open up again. Thank you. At the laundromat during genocide, some months and some change, staring down the barrel of my perishable reserves, 2 calendars removed from writing a poem on the same faux marble, and 3 notebooks twice removed. My Dutch elm is Latinized, and my etymology gains webbed feet through atmospheric rivers crying darkness onto entertainment built over desert. Denouement in his 3rd rewrite blows a shofar in bicameral legislature. The cries of the absolute are black light and fiber optic, and the server room provides teat-fed gymnastics trained on honeysuckle datasets. The first I was not a pronoun, splintered through a crystalline mirror. It cleaved social from omnipotence, or very least unclotted the ordinal, consciousness concomitant, from taxpayer, warhead to tribe, a single letter to colonize the collective. It is not enough to scream, language is a serrated taste bud, to need a tongue lashing, understates word choice as noose in this pyrite age, copy editing ham fists through rusted colanders. The burden of proof is always weighed less than money is speech, than 70,000 tons subsidized, than no interest for 5 centuries, after which I find myself demonstrating against the moment. Don't airstrike the messenger. And so, a lot of my practice centers around rap music. And so I'm gonna spit something a cappella that is coming out next week, recorded. I got an EP dropping next week. It's like my 16th project in 8 years or whatever. I don't know. It's too much. It's too much. But it's for free because no one gets paid for music anymore. Let me get my voice back a little bit. Soul samples bleeding the pain from cross-faded neighbors. Fade out is a pump fake like Jewish space lasers. Rhonda Sanders, cock-sparring, rainbow lightsabers, coconuts, Gallagher enthusiasts, debate stages for what is all the rage. The writing's on the plaster, its simulated blue light paywall page. holding rusted colanders, the lot of crying furloughed editors in this pyrite age. Not all that has care on reverse, glitters, or resequined. The sequence is rheumatoid, catches shivers each fall equinox weekend. See, I'm just dating myself with timestamps, comparisons of a wine and cheese, points per minutes column, Horace Grant or Rashad McCants. Zatarans a happenstance, staccato tragic mulattoes of biracial dragon riders, while I renegotiate the streaming royalties before the media dynasties automate their typewriters. Rattling the keys type beat, throttling the right to return on genocidal nations to paraplegic eukaryote seeds. Before we plant our feet, I say we let the meter lean. Municipality of sagging tower, dropping crumbs over hangry teeth. Hype beast, fanny pack, agree, mumbling, moi, I see. Accidental Fibonacci and line coiling down the street as I boycott blood and exchange for middle class stability, food deliveries, and intercontinental AC. On a casino floor, I put my chips on the thermostat, modulating the heat. After I roll a 7 and a 3, walk up to my speedboat to power and leave across the sea that newly covers the Mojave Sands window, so I'm in the last days still catching the breeze, you feel me? Well, okay. It's a sign I need to just stop talking for a little bit. Just running my mouth. This last piece, it's something very special. Who's not in the room, I don't think, but you know what I mean? She's outside the room, sorry. No, sorry. Hopefully she hears. Oh, no, she's right there. Okay, never mind. She knows she is. You know what I'm saying? In the spirit of Black History Millennium, this is a testament to Black love across LA. Beyond the signs. At least I know the longing is shared across town. Your cautious echolocations, gibbling shy laughter, like an underhanded pitch to me, moseying 45 minutes homeward in overcrowded twilight. Under all these brake lights, I am assured you make me want to spend all my money on condoms and gasoline, become an expert in banh mi and gelatin silver prints, dedicate this poem with arcade tokens and black mirth. If I'm driving away doubt, it's just that I never thought I would ever kiss a woman who satisfied me so fully in a gay bar. But I know you will translate. How? I don't know. My unpracticed Spanish and my long gazes, my nervous barometer and my unrequited libido, my silences and my deeper silences, making the hardest part of me flexible. Somehow my penis in your hand turns slightly sapphic and squeezed into my back. Your pressurized softness is in naked contrast to fucking me up in Mortal Kombat. Though now my body is fixed behind 2 freeways, pining to see you, ready to see me, standing beyond the signs, the entries, and the exits. My eyes for you travel all the way. Thank you. I'm gonna take a piss.
All right. Viva el amor. All right. Thank you to our first 3 poets. Round of applause for all of them. Thank you. All right. Dope. All right. So we got 2 more poets to close us out tonight. First, we'll hear from Aiyana Sha'niel. Aiyana is a modern spoken word artist, born and raised in LA. She's been writing for 7 years. And she has performed and featured at various open mics. She's a Community Literature Initiative alumna and is currently a teaching artist in partnership with various organizations. Aiyana released her first book of work, Little Black Poetry Book, before the age of 20, and it's available in the bookstore. And Jaden Fields is a poet, cultural worker, cannabis enthusiast whose work centers the healing possibilities of marginalized communities. He's 420 friendly. Jaden believes dancing has the power to heal and entice. He's facilitated healing-centered writing workshops and has performed all over LA, including LA Pride, Long Beach Pride, Venice Pride, and DTLA Proudfest. Jaden self-published his first chapbook, Intentional Musings on Staying Alive When I Want to Die, an honest depiction of navigating mental health and systemic oppression, and leaning into his own healing. So let's first welcome Aiyana Sha'niel, and then we'll hear from Jaden.
Okay, I'm not used to this. Okay, sorry. This is a new mic for me. Hi, everyone. Right! Hi, everyone. Thank you. Y'all too quiet for me. We're gonna have to liven this up. Thank you. I have an assignment for you guys. I know, sorry, I'm coming out the woodworks. Can you guys repeat after me? Oh my God, guys, can you guys repeat after me? Thank you. Jesus Christ. Can you say this phrase back to me? I love myself. I love myself. One more time. I love myself. Nice. Every time I say it, can you just, it's a call and response poem. If you didn't catch on to that, can you just repeat it back to me? Is that okay? Yeah. All right. This is the self-titled self-love poem, also known as the Aiyana Sha'niel poem. Hope you guys like it. I love myself. I love myself. So much that I blush every time I see me. My voice is a love song and hearing it makes me want to dance in the middle of grocery store aisles. I love myself. I love myself. So much that I remind myself when I feel ugly that there is beauty instilled in everything, so why would it not be found in me? I love myself. I love myself. So much that when I feel clumsy, I remind myself that we are all gifted with grace. I love myself. I love myself. So much that when I feel foolish and stupid and down and out, I will sit there and give myself forgiveness, give myself mercy for ever being disgusted by me. See, my name is Aiyana, and it means beautiful flower. Now, I'm not sure in which language, but my mama said so you're damn sure it's true. And I tell people that my name means bouquets of roses. And I buy myself bouquets of roses every single month on the 14th because waiting just once a year for February to come around is too little to show myself some self-love. See, I love myself. I love myself. So much that I surprise myself with self-care days and quality time and delicious cooked food. I love myself. I love myself. So much that I say it in every single mirror I pass by. I'd be like, damn, girl. You are beautiful. You are ethereal, you are heaven sent, you are gospel, so I know you must mean good news. I love myself. I love myself. So much that I whisper it late at night as pillow talks and scream it in the face of hate. I love myself. I love myself. So much that I say I Aiyana myself. Because new definition, I am the meaning of love. And I try to remind myself that when we love others, we give them forgiveness and mercy and understanding even when they fail us time and time and time again. So why not save just a little bit of that for myself? Why not allow myself the space to get things wrong and not always be perfect and ever so occasionally stumble over my own words? And even in the darkest of hours or the earliest of mornings, when I have trouble simply getting up out of bed, I will sit there and repeat it over and over and over again until infinity engulfs me. I love myself. 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 Thank you. All right. As everyone else has said up here, happy Black History Month. We love it. I consider myself I don't know if the people who I'm about to mention consider it too, but I consider myself to be a daughter or a little sister to poets like Shonda Buchanan, V. Kali. Thank you. Thank you for affirming that. I just needed that today, so thank you. V. Kali, Benin, Jaha, Kamari, women of the world stage, powerful writers. And Shonda mentioned a amazing spirit, Yemaya, earlier today. If you don't know who Yemaya is, do your research. She is the mother of oceans. She carried us here. She has guided us here and protected us. Specifically Black people, do your research. But everyone else, y'all can too, because y'all should know that. But I think about water, and I think about how water is sacred, and yet it has been revamped and sold to us as a commodity, as a necessity, even though it's free. Like, did y'all know that? The water's free. We paying $5 for a bottle of Crystal Geyser. Do you know how messed up that is? Bro, we gotta drink something, like. Anyways, I think about water and how water is sold to us even in a spiritual or physical sense. This poem is called Do Not Sell Me Your Tears. I'm sick of mourning. I'm sick of it. I have so many friends, people, pieces that have been lost or stolen or killed or martyred. It is tiring. Do not sell me tears anymore. We are tired of crying for unnecessary reasons. That's not the poem, so I'm gonna get into it. Do not sell me your tears. I will not carry them into this house. My cubbies are filled with oceans and sand-crafted cylinders. They cannot hold no more. You see, my faucet wails plenty, drips off of counters that I will not sit you on. My sink is filled with soaking dishes, as broken down as the residue on them, and I have mopped these floors so good with my own. I don't want your murk to stain my polish. I cannot feed my plants with this. I would not give this to my children on the droughtest of days. I will neither bathe nor rinse in it. See, I have simply run out of space to hold that kind of water. Do not sell me your tears. I do not need them. If you must give, I want your drool, the kind that spills over pierced lips mid-dream like a teat in soft lingerie. That kind that mixed with morning breath only a lover or a mother can bear come sunrise. So sacred I'd use my own palms for a collection plate. Give me what drips off the tart and bitter tooth. Give me your sweet sweat. From a long yet fulfilling day, shower me in apologies as you still proceed to seep your scent into my pores. I want to recognize your passion by smell. Give me what holds longer than arms can. What sets itself into clothes and hair and skin. Give me something that I can take in. Tears are not it. Tears do not soak the same. Tears suffocate. Tears overflow into bridges and blind each other insane. I want to look at you, dear. Don't give me that. Don't give me that pain, the kind we can't make nothing of. Beloved, I'd rather you cry just to cry. Cry that the moon is full or not full, or that each raindrop is unique. Cry at the joy of living or the hope of survival. Cry yourself silly, but do not sell me them type of tears. The kind you wouldn't accept from me on the darkest of days. The kind that everyone wants to decline, but everyone has to receive eventually. I don't want those. I will not welcome them. The morning kind. The kind that swells oceans, that breaks houses down bare and strangles newborns. Do not sell me what has drank away at your life. I will no longer allow myself to drown. Thank you. Yeah. Stop giving me your tears. Stop making me cry. I don't want to give you my tears. I'm tired of it. Y'all, I cried the other day because a mural in Leimert Park, the Elixir mural. Yeah, that's my girl. That's me. And she's gone now. Everyone who knows, who lives Leimert Park, Crenshaw, Slauson, that whole area, everyone saw the effects of gentrification with the fencing of Leimert Park, and then the noise complaints, and then the dogs walking in the coffee shops and yoga stores and all that type of stuff. And now our art and our people are leaving, and I cried, I mourned. I have a poem about her, the Elixir mural. I can't read it because I haven't cried all my tears, but I'm gonna read another poem that's still about Leimert Park, or Leimert adjacent. Everyone knows what Simply Wholesome is? Yeah. Cool. If you don't, Simply Wholesome is it's like Trader Joe's, but it was before Trader Joe's, and it's black, so it's better than Trader Joe's, and a whole bunch of other stuff. You can get food there, hair care, skin care. You'll find good reggae playing there most of the time. Yeah, so this is a poem for Simply Wholesome. Yeah, I'll just get into it. I'm going to burn down the nearest McDonald's. Yeah. There are 13,837 McDonald's within the United States all alone. That is more than all of the Costco's and Trader Joe's combined. California has over 1,000 of them, and 14 of those are within a 5-mile radius of my own home. I passed 7 of them in order to get to the closest Ralph's. And I'm sick of the mass marketing. Turning corners to hear ba-da-ba-ba-ba. I hate it. I would just like a salad where I don't have to question if the lettuce is actually a real nutrient-giving vegetable. You see, I'm going to burn down the nearest McDonald's because there is no reason why you should be able to find a drive-thru before a grocery store. Before we know it, Ralph's will be replaced with McRibs and Big Macs, no more food for less. The only option is fast and fake. They sell boxes of crap for $2 and call it dinner, so yes, I'm going to burn down the nearest McDonald's and the second nearest one because it's always right across the street from each other. You see, I live in a place where folks can't afford fresh food and fast don't give a fuck, so they'll give them kids meals for just a few bucks with all 5 food groups to grow up nice and strong. You got chicken nuggies, Coca-Cola, McFlurries, French fries, and byproduct. With malpractice and malnutrition, my people won't even be able to fight a fair battle because we are already losing to high cholesterol, stroke, heart disease, high blood pressure, high blood sugar. So I will be the one to start the war. I will send over salted sugar, frozen lard-soaked French fries flinging into the air. I will launch McNugget mystery meats into Ronald McDonald's fucking face and pour large fountain drinks down the streets to wash out my tracks. You see, street by street, I will cleanse us of forever broken ice cream machines and supersized servings. See, I will burn down all 13,837 McDonald's, and I'm going to replace each and every one with a Simply Wholesome. Thank you. Thank you. This is my last poem. I believe I'm pushing on time. This is in honor of, again, all the Black women who have come before me. My mother, my grandmother, Toni Morrison, Nina Simone, Maya Angelou, Nikki Giovanni, start naming names, call them people, June Jordan, Bell Hooks, Campbell, Audre Lorde, all of them. Thank you, Shonda. See, this is why you're my big sister. Like, she just going list by. Thank you. Octavia, it's so necessary to say them out loud because we are losing these recipes and their books are being banned across the nation and being eradicated. This is a war. This is a war on our voices, and it's an unfair one. And that being said, this poem is in honor of all of them and my lovely ladies. This is called Still Rising, in response to Maya, of course. I am refusing to ever descend again after my mother, my grandmother, my great-grandmother, and those before and beyond me have all endured broken wings to one day ensure that I would catch wind. See, I rise because Maya said so, explaining to me that my existence is not cursed. No, we are not burdened with these bodies. This is heavenly. We are blessed. Her voice like gospel, and I will always respond to good news, of course. So I rise because I was birthed from dead flames. So you're damn sure I have been through hell. I rise because too many will find satisfaction in my downfall. See, I have been hunted at like duck season, aiming at my every move. So yes, they will be upset when I make it out alive. I rise because I know no other direction. It is built into me like going south for the winter, internal compasses passed down through North Star guidance. See, this is merely instinct. There is nowhere to go but up. Thank you.
I'm a collector of stories, telling narratives so beautifully you forget that they're ugly. I speak it honestly, without apology, so don't pardon me. If I spit these words out illogically, I don't strive to be, not nearly like I strive to become. I don't strive to be, not nearly like I strive to become. I don't strive to be, not nearly like I strive to become. I don't strive to be, because I'm on this journey to becoming. Let us begin. Listen up, there ain't no time to waste. Peep this grace, open up so you can have a taste of this feast. I'm a beast to say the least in these streets, and I'm a king and a queen up in these sheets. Fuck your binary, I make a fine fairy, and it's scared that these oppressive gender roles are legendary, yet there's so much more that we could be. By far, don't get trapped at thinking what's in your pants is all of who you are. You're a star. Like, you're literally brilliant, my love. You're fucking resilient, so pay attention, because I need you to feel it, need you to claim it. Need you to name it so you could say it or pray it, but motherfucker said you better not shame it, because you're a magical being, an ethereal thing with a spiritual lean. Peep this, a fucking beautiful scene. This is the warmth inside a world that's so cold. Create big, create bold. Now this is holy, let it nourish your soul. What's up, y'all? I'm gonna be like everybody else and say happy Black History, Black Futures Month. I love Black people. I have a few pieces. It was hard to like narrow it down, so I'm gonna just move through them. This first piece, so I'll be out here transgendering in these streets actively. It's an active thing I do every day. And I have cousins, like many of us, who are amazing and love me through the many phases of me. But one of my cousins, who is a very good man, he's a good man. I just start with that. Who is, like many good men, clumsy sometimes with the language, but he means well. And when I was like, this is me, like, hey, cuz, he was like, he said something, and I was very offended. And I was like, fuck you. Like, I thought you were cool, and clearly you're not. But I did not realize at the time that he was trying to prepare me for how the world sees Black queer men. So this is, so when I wrote it and I shared it with him, and he was like, oh, this is okay. And I was like, fuck you, this is great. Like, don't play. But I like softened what he said, and he was like, if you're gonna quote me correctly. So he's very demanding as well, as men can be. So this is called Thoughts on Becoming a Black Man So Far. 1. When I told him of my journey through gender, he warned, don't be a faggot ass nigga, fam. What he meant was, there ain't no space for soft in your manhood. Don't let all that magic hinge in the sway of your hips. Hollow out the holy femme of you, a divine womb death, a bloodletting of all of the woman in you. They took everything from us, made sport of our burning bodies. Be hard, be stone in all your blackness, take refuge in the deep thick of your melanin. Maybe you will bleed less when they try to kill you, because they will try to kill you. 2, fear used to be hot combs and relaxers, burn ear tips on school picture day, when combs became weapons in mothers' hands, the unkinkings of unruly coils, the quest for a more tameable beauty, uncrossed ankles in a skirt, the curves of this body as invitation, too many men with too many wandering hands. Every man I'd have the audacity to ignore on the walk home, childhood lessons like blackened knees and learning how to swallow. Now, fear is sirens and handcuffs and badges and guns and white folks who miss lynching as pastime and righteous defenders of bathrooms and is my voice too high and what gender do they see right now and are there enough people around just in case and if they see me in a tie, will they know I'm one of the good ones and almost believing that goodness means survival and worth placed on bodies based on genitals and melanin and pussy is proof of woman and therefore invitation and black is proof of threat, of brute, of breakable, of nigga, of something less than human, of the kinds of bodies branches beg for the weight of, the kinds of lives that aren't supposed to matter. 3, every day that I wake up, black, trans, and breathing is a miracle. Thank you. All right. Shake it out. That was cute. I took a digital security training recently, and they were like, have a 10-digit passcode, because hackers and the police cannot hack that as quickly. But it's so hard to put in 10 digits really fast. So I don't love that for me. Okay, this next piece, so my cousin was right. It is complicated to be a Black queer man. And I wrote this after experience I had. This is called The Cognitive Dissonance of Niggas. Or After He Called Me a Faggot-Ass Nigga. There are days when they have no idea who or what I am. Can only feel all of the things I am not. Not hard enough, not tough enough, not man enough. Because that's what they're looking for now when they see me. In these moments, nigga feels heavy. Like the pounding fist of another nigga. Like the thud of black flesh into pavement. Like the ancestral dread of sirens. Like your breath just before the scream, my niggas. Don't you see? We are all purple-gummed kings. We all know the clumsy closeness of death. I, too, have cried over the inconsistency of time. I, too, have poured libations for two soon ancestors, my niggas. Sing my gender like them old church hymns. Hold me like your grandmother's hum. Honor the honey sweet switch in my walk, love me light. Like your breath upon smiling. Thank you. I have to slowly put in this 10-digit code to remember what I'm reading. Okay, here we go. Okay, cognitive dissonance, I did that one. Okay, so I grew up in a church, like many of us. And I honestly feel like I learned faggotry in the church. And I will tell you why. I mean, the show that they put on, okay? The drama, okay? I learned about performance in the church. So this is called 5 Things I Learned from the Black Church. I also really like a list, you know? It helps me stay focused, so. 1, when the word said, where 2 or more are gathered together in my name, there I am in the midst of them. I took that shit seriously. I know every time my hands finds those of my lover, it is holy. Every time we kiss, it is actually a blessing. God is there when 2 boys fall in love. 2, when the word said, if God be for us, who can be against us? I took that shit seriously. I cackle every time they name me abomination, snicker every time they dare to deem me damned. How sinful to call me a mistake, as if God makes those. 3, the faggots are the heart of the church. Who else can guide the downbeat? Who else can give us space to hoop and holler? Who else can hold the rhythm from all that shout in you? Who else remind you that you were human, that you were feeling something? Who else direct you toward release? 4, there is power in adornment. Ain't no look too much for God. There is ritual in styling your Sunday's best. Can't nobody show up and show out like a nigga on Sunday. 5. You know it's true. When niggas are given a stage, niggas can speak magic. Performing and channeling are the same if you pay close enough attention. Thank you. Okay. I told you I learned it in the church. They was doing all of this. So I do all this too. Okay, I have two more pieces for y'all tonight. This one, so how can I put this? Growing up with a mother who is a strong prayer warrior in the army of the Lord, as a young queer trans child was complicated, to say the very least. And yeah, I had the big sad feelings all the time because I was not going to grow up to be her vision of what she wanted. And still, though, my younger self had some knowing to just keep going. So I wrote some letters to my younger self and to myself right now. To my younger self. Thank you for your deep knowingness. Well before you had words, you knew. Somewhere in the deepest parts of you that you were more than what they said you could ever be. Thank you for staying. They are committed to your genocide, dead set on the demise of you, so thank you for staying. One day, you will be so full of bloom, so full of becoming, so alive, they can't help but see you. To my right now self, I wish us honest smiles. I wish us breath that doesn't catch in the back of throat because of fear. I wish us shoulders untensing. I wish us fists unfurling. I wish us home in our bodies. I wish us ease. I wish us the steadiest I love yous. I wish us decadent yeses. I wish us delicious no's. I wish us joy. I wish us breathing, alive, all day, every day, always, and forever, and so it is. Thank you. All right. Last piece. I mostly write now when I'm in like a workshop. I love when someone else can direct me to write, because I will not direct myself on my own. And I was in this workshop led by, a brilliant Black woman per usual. And she was like, imagine a world where all your needs are met. And I cried. I was like, the fuck you mean all my needs are met? All of them? The fuck? Like every single need? Yeah, it just did not dawn on me to expand my imagination to envision a world where that could happen. And so this last piece I'm going to share is also in SKEW for SKEW. It's called Just Is, or Where There Are Black People in the Future. It is a steady I love you, until the moon loses their footing in the sky, which is to say, never. Or, I love you beyond time. Or, I love me beyond time. And love is, bring us your heavy. And love is, let me feed you. And love is, bless the honey of your laughter. And love is, I welcome the wisdom of your tears. And love is, I believe the why and how of you. And love is, we contain multitudes. And love is, let my rage never shrink the expanse of you. And even my rage mean I love you, mean I'm actually feeling something, mean it didn't take all this feeling, mean I have needs here. And need don't sit like burden. And need don't hang in the lie of too much. And need ain't guilt, ain't guilt, ain't guilt, ain't guilt. Need ain't guilt. Let need fall safely in the arms of we got you. And I mean the we just is. The Black just is. The Black joy just is. The Black breath just is. The Black just is. And that isness be the softest part. And that isness be the medicine. And that isness be the answer. Thank you.
thank you so much to everybody, poets, audience, of course, and our artists tabling outside. Look at this beautiful cover and beautiful work done by SKEW Magazine. Shout out to the whole Level Ground team as well for making this happen. She's also part of SKEW Magazine. And lastly, to Amber Nicole, Jennifer Baptiste, Salima Magazine, Black Market Poetry, St. Valentine, they're all outside. You can check out their work and keep celebrating Black voices. There's stories and quote and that poetry. Stories and poems that were shared. Are all very powerful. And they should be shared with the world, should not be attacked. So this is a home for you all. And like Bri said, it's Black Millennium, not just this month, but forever. So thank you all. And all the poets, please let's take a photo, beautiful backdrop that Amber Nicole has for us. So thank you. Thank you all. And buy this, copies in the bookstore.